Olivia Morris worked on the space station called Artemis. She was a Navy lieutenant who studied alien languages. Even though humans had never met aliens before, most days she worked with computer programs that tried to guess how aliens might talk. It was quiet work, but Olivia loved it. This Tuesday started like any other. Olivia sat at her desk looking at strange symbols on her screen. She took a sip of coffee and pushed her brown hair out of her eyes. Then the alarms went off. "All personnel to emergency stations," said a voice over the speakers. "This is not a drill." Olivia ran to the main control room. People rushed around in panic. Through the big window, she saw it. A massive ship that looked like it was made of crystal. It was bigger than anything humans had ever built, and it sparkled in the sunlight like a giant diamond. "What is that thing?" asked Commander Kimberly Reese, the head of the station. Nobody answered. They all just stared at the alien ship. The main screen lit up with strange symbols. They flowed across the screen like water. The computer experts tried to make sense of them, but they couldn't. "It's a language," Olivia said quietly. Then louder, "It's a language." "Let me see it." Commander Reese nodded, and Olivia sat at the main computer. The symbols were unlike anything in her database, but something about them felt familiar. She began to type, testing different patterns and structures. After 20 minutes, Olivia gasped. "I think I've got it. At least part of it." "What does it say?" Commander Reese asked. Olivia looked up with wide eyes. "It says, 'The sovereign of the Jilnari Dominion requests the presence of Olivia Morris alone.'" The room went silent. "How do they know your name?" Commander Reese asked, her face pale. Olivia shook her head. "I have no idea." The military leaders argued for hours about what to do. Some wanted to attack the alien ship. Others wanted to ignore the message. But everyone agreed that sending Olivia to the aliens was too dangerous. "We can't risk one of our people," said General Pat Wilson over the video call from Earth. "But this could be our only chance for peaceful first contact," argued Olivia. "They asked for me by name. There must be a reason." In the end, the world leaders decided that the risk of starting a war with an advanced alien race was too great. They would send Olivia, but with tracking devices and a panic button that would signal Earth's ships to attack if pressed. Olivia sat in the small shuttle that would take her to the alien ship. Her hand shook as she checked her oxygen supply. "You don't have to do this," said Commander Reese, standing at the shuttle door. "Yes, I do," said Olivia. "My whole life I've studied possible alien languages. Now I get to learn a real one." The shuttle door closed, and Olivia felt the small craft detach from the station. The alien ship grew larger in her window. Up close, she could see that the crystal-like surface wasn't solid. It shifted and moved like it was alive. As the shuttle approached, a section of the crystal opened like a flower. The shuttle's controls beeped as they were taken over by some outside force. Olivia held her breath as the shuttle slid into the opening and landed gently in a large room. The air outside the shuttle looked breathable according to her instruments. Slowly, Olivia opened the door and stepped out. The room was huge, with walls that glowed with soft blue light. The floor was smooth and slightly warm under her boots. Olivia looked around, wondering what to do next. Then she saw them. Tall figures with shiny outer skeletons moved toward her. They walked on 2 legs but had 4 arms. Their bodies shimmered with rainbow colors that shifted as they moved. Their faces had no mouths, just large eyes that glowed with inner light. Olivia's heart raced, but she stood her ground. "Hello," she said, keeping her voice steady. "I am Lieutenant Olivia Morris from Earth." The aliens didn't speak. Instead, they motioned for her to follow them. They led her through long hallways that seemed to change shape as they walked. Olivia tried to remember the way back to her shuttle, but soon became completely lost. Finally, they entered a room so big that Olivia couldn't see the ceiling. In the center was a raised platform, and on it sat a throne that looked like it was made of flowing metal. On the throne was the Queen. She was similar to the other aliens, but larger and more beautiful. Her skin shifted from deep blue to purple. She had 6 limbs arranged perfectly around her body, but it was her eyes that caught Olivia's attention. They looked like they held entire galaxies inside them. The guard stepped back, leaving Olivia alone before the Queen. "Olivia Morris," said a voice inside Olivia's head. The Queen's eyes glowed brighter. "We have been searching for you across 12 dimensions." Olivia swallowed hard. "How do you know who I am?" The Queen rose from her throne and moved toward Olivia with smooth, flowing steps. As she got closer, Olivia felt something strange. like a humming inside her bones that matched some rhythm coming from the Queen. "You carry the mark," said the Queen in Olivia's mind. "The signature of the architects." "I don't understand," said Olivia. "What architects? What mark?" The Queen stopped in front of Olivia. She was tall, almost twice Olivia's height. One of her hands reached out, stopping just short of touching Olivia's face. "Your kind calls it DNA," the Queen explained. "Within yours lies a pattern. A key left by those who came before." Olivia's mind raced. Was the Queen saying that aliens had something to do with human DNA? "Who are you?" Olivia asked. "Why did you ask for me?" The Queen's eyes seemed to look through Olivia into her very soul. "I am Nira, sovereign of the Zilnari, and you, Olivia Morris, may be the only one who can help us save this galaxy from destruction." The Queen turned and moved back to her throne. "A darkness comes, a void that consumes all light, all life. We have fought it for centuries, but we are losing." Images filled Olivia's mind. Stars going dark, planets being swallowed by blackness, alien species dying as their worlds were consumed. "The architects created a defense," continued the Queen. "A network that spans the stars, but it requires one with their genetic key to activate it. And you think that's me?" asked Olivia in disbelief. "We know it is you," said the Queen. "The question is, will you help us?" Olivia stood in silence, trying to process everything. Her whole understanding of human history, of her own identity, was being challenged. And now this alien Queen was asking her to help save the galaxy. "What would I need to do?" Olivia finally asked. The Queen's eyes glowed brighter. "First, you must awaken. Your true potential lies dormant within you. We must bring it forth." Before Olivia could ask what that meant, alarms began to sound throughout the ship. The guards rushed back into the room. "What's happening?" asked Olivia. The Queen stood quickly. "Your people have misunderstood our presence. They are attacking." Through the Queen's mind link, Olivia saw Earthships approaching, weapons ready. "I have to stop them," said Olivia. "They don't understand." "There is no time," said the Queen. "The void approaches faster than we predicted. We must begin your awakening now or all will be lost." Olivia faced an impossible choice. Return to Earth and try to explain, or trust this alien Queen and discover what secret lay hidden in her DNA. In the distance, the first shots were fired. Olivia looked at the alien Queen, then at the battle beginning outside. She made her choice. "I need to contact my commander," she said firmly. "I can stop this fight." Queen Nira nodded and waved one of her hands. A screen appeared in midair showing Commander Reese on the Artemis station. "Olivia, are you okay?" Commander Reese's face was tight with worry. "I'm fine," said Olivia. "You need to stop the attack. These aliens, the Zilnari, they're not here to hurt us." "How can you be sure?" asked Commander Reese. "They showed up without warning and took you." "Because they need my help," Olivia explained quickly. "There's something coming, something worse than anything we've ever faced. Please, Kim, you have to trust me." Commander Reese looked doubtful but gave orders to hold fire. "You have 1 hour to explain everything or we resume the attack." After the call ended, Olivia turned back to Queen Nira. "Now tell me everything. What are these architects? What's this void? And what does my DNA have to do with any of it?" The Queen led Olivia to a room with walls that showed moving stars and planets. She waved her hand and the images changed to show strange beings made of light. "The architects were an ancient race," explained Nira. "They traveled the stars long before my people evolved. They seeded life on many worlds, including Earth." "You're saying aliens created humans?" asked Olivia in disbelief. "Not created," corrected Nira. "Guided. They added small changes to your natural evolution. In some humans, they placed special genetic patterns, keys to their technology. The images shifted to show dark clouds moving between stars, swallowing everything in their path. The Void Heralds are as old as the architects," continued Nira. "Where the architects brought life, the void brings only emptiness. They have returned after thousands of years, and they hunger." Olivia watched in horror as the images showed entire solar systems disappearing into darkness. "The architects built a defense network," said Nira. "Devices hidden throughout the galaxy that, when activated together, can seal the rifts the void uses to enter our reality. But only someone with the architect genetic key can control this network." "And that's me?" asked Olivia. "Yes," said Nira. "You are one of the few remaining humans who carry the full key sequence." "But I'm just a linguist." protested Olivia. I don't know anything about activating ancient alien technology. The knowledge is within you, said Nira. Dormant, like a sleeping program. We must awaken it. Nira led Olivia to another room where a large pod filled with glowing blue liquid waited. This chamber will help activate the dormant patterns in your mind, explained Nira. It will be painful, but necessary. Olivia stared at the pod with fear. Will I still be me after? You will be more than you are now, said Nira. But yes, you will still be Olivia Morris. Before Olivia could decide, a guard rushed into the room. It communicated silently with the Queen, who turned to Olivia with urgency. We have less time than I thought, said Nira. The void has already entered your solar system. The outer planets are going dark. Olivia's chest tightened with fear. What about Earth? Earth is their main target, said Nira. The void can sense the architect patterns. They are drawn to them, drawn to you. The realization hit Olivia like a punch. They came because of me? Not just you, said Nira gently. But yes, the dormant architect patterns in humans attract them. That is why we came, not just to find you, but to protect your world. Olivia took a deep breath and looked at the pod. Let's do it. She took off her jacket and boots, then climbed into the pod. The liquid was warm and thick like honey. It covered her completely, but somehow she could still breathe. Nira placed her hands on the side of the pod. I will stay with you through the process. Focus on my voice in your mind. At first, nothing happened. Then pain shot through Olivia's head like lightning. She screamed, but no sound came through the liquid. Images flashed in her mind. Star maps, strange symbols, mathematical formulas that seemed to describe the fabric of reality itself. Through it all, Nira's voice guided her. Do not fight it. Let the memories flow through you. Hours seemed to pass as Olivia's mind expanded. She saw the architects, beings of pure energy who had traveled the stars. She saw how they had visited Earth many times, adding small changes to the developing humans they found there. She saw the war between the architects and the void, a war that had spanned millions of years and countless galaxies. And she saw the defense network, a web of devices that could generate a special quantum field to push back the darkness. When it was finally over, Olivia floated in the pod, exhausted but transformed. Nira helped her out, wrapping her in a soft robe. How do you feel? Asked the Queen. Olivia looked around the room. She could now see energy patterns flowing through the walls. She could understand the silent language of the Shilnari guards, and in her mind was knowledge that no human had ever possessed. Different, she said simply. I can see him by everything, Nira nodded. The awakening was successful. Your mind can now access the architect knowledge hidden in your genes. Olivia looked down at her hands. They looked the same, but she could see a faint glow around them that hadn't been there before. What now? She asked. Now we must contact your people again, said Nira. The void will reach Earth soon. We need your military to work with us, not against us. The screen appeared again, showing Commander Reese. Her eyes widened when she saw Olivia. Olivia? Your eyes, they're different. Olivia knew that her eyes now had the same galaxy-like depth as the Queen's. Listen carefully, Kim, she said. Earth is in danger. I've seen it. You need to prepare everyone. Prepare for what? Asked Commander Reese. For darkness, said Olivia. Real physical darkness that swallows everything it touches. It's already past Neptune. As if to confirm her words, reports started coming in to the Artemis station. Neptune's monitoring stations had gone silent. Then Uranus. The darkness was moving faster than anything should be able to move. What do we do? Asked Commander Reese, fear clear on her face. First, stop seeing the Zilnari as enemies, said Olivia. They're our only hope. They have weapons that can slow the void. And second? Asked Commander Reese. Second, I need access to Earth's satellite network, said Olivia. There are devices hidden in the Kuiper Belt, old technology left by the architects. I can use Earth's satellites to send an activation signal. Commander Reese looked doubtful, but the reports of the approaching darkness were becoming more frequent and more frightening. I'll talk to the world leaders, she finally said, but you need to come back to the station and explain this in person. There's no time, said Olivia. The void will reach Mars within hours. Just get me access to the satellite controls. After Commander Reese signed off, Olivia turned to Nira. We need to move your ship closer to Earth. I need to be in range of their satellites. It will be done, said Nira. But first, you should see what we're facing. The Queen led Olivia to the ship's main viewing room. The walls became transparent, showing the space around them. In the distance, where the outer planets should be, was nothing. Not darkness as in the absence of light, but a void, a place where reality itself seemed to be missing. And it was moving toward them, swallowing stars as it came. "Can we stop it?" asked Olivia, her voice small. "With the Architect Network?" "Yes," said Nira. "But activating it will require both your genetic key and a massive power source." Olivia looked at the approaching void, then back at the Queen. "Tell me what to do." Nira touched Olivia's forehead gently. "Rest now. When you wake, we will begin." As Olivia drifted to sleep, she saw Earth in her mind, blue and beautiful and in terrible danger. She also saw something else, a pattern in her DNA that matched patterns in the stars themselves. She was more than just human now, and she would need every bit of that something more to save her world. Olivia woke to alarms blaring throughout the Zilnari ship. She jumped up from the sleeping platform, her new senses immediately alert. Something was wrong. Queen Nira rushed into the room, her usually calm face now tight with worry. "The void has accelerated," she said. "It will reach Earth in 6 hours, not 20 as we predicted." Olivia's heart raced. "We need to move now. Is your ship in position?" "Yes," said Nira. "We are in orbit around Earth, but your people are frightened. Many of your military leaders want to attack us." "Let me talk to them again," said Olivia. This time the screen showed not just Commander Reese, but a room full of world leaders and military officers. They all gasped when they saw Olivia with her new galaxy eyes. "What have they done to you?" asked General Wilson. "They helped me," said Olivia firmly. "I know this is hard to understand, but I can now access knowledge that was hidden in my DNA. Knowledge put there by an ancient race called the Architects." "This sounds like science fiction," said the President of the United States. "Look, at your space readings," replied Olivia. "The outer planets are gone. Something is coming that makes no sense according to our science. You need to trust me." "What exactly is this void thing?" asked Commander Reese. Olivia accessed her new memories to explain. "The void is not just darkness. It's anti-reality. It doesn't just destroy, it makes things never have existed at all." A scientist in the room spoke up. "We're getting readings that match what she's saying. Where Neptune should be, our instruments show nothing. Not empty space. Nothing at all." Fear spread across the faces on the screen. Olivia pressed her advantage. "I need control of Earth's satellite network. There are devices hidden in the Kuiper Belt, technology left by the Architects. I can use them to create a field that will push back the void." After much argument, the world leaders agreed. They had no better options. "We're sending you the access codes now," said Commander Reese. "But we're also preparing our weapons, just in case." "Your weapons won't work against the void," said Olivia. "But the Zilnari ships can slow it down. We need to work together." As soon as the call ended, Olivia turned to Nira. "Take me to your control room. I need to start the activation sequence." The control room was a large space with floating screens showing star maps and the position of the void. Olivia could now read the Zilnari writing easily. The situation was even worse than Nira had said. The void wasn't just approaching faster, it was heading straight for Earth, ignoring other planets in its path. "It's hunting me," Olivia realized. "It can sense the architect patterns in my DNA." "Yes," said Nira. "The void heralds fear the architect technology. They know you can activate it." Olivia sat at a control panel and began entering commands. Using Earth satellites, she sent signals to specific points in the Kuiper Belt. One by one, ancient devices began to wake up. They were small, each no bigger than a car but incredibly powerful. "It's working," she said as the first device came online, "but it's going to take time to activate all of them." "Time we may not have," said Nira, pointing to a screen showing the void's progress. It had already passed Mars. Suddenly, a new alarm sounded. Nira looked at another screen and hissed in anger. "Your military has launched weapons at my ship," she said. "What?" Olivia was shocked. "But they agreed to work with us." "Not all of them, it seems," said Nira. "Some of your leaders don't believe the void is real. They think we're the real threat." Olivia quickly opened a channel to Commander Reese. "Stop the attack. We're trying to save you." "It's not us," said Commander Reese. "Some countries have decided to act on their own. I can't control them." On the screens, Olivia could see missiles heading toward the Zilnari ship. Nira gave orders and energy shields appeared around the ship, stopping most of the missiles. But a few got through, shaking the ship with explosions. "This is madness," said Olivia. "We're fighting each other while the real enemy approaches." "Such is the way of fear," said Nira sadly. "We have seen it on many worlds." Olivia had an idea. "Let me broadcast to everyone on Earth. Not just the leaders, everyone. If people understand what's happening, they might pressure their governments to stop." Nira nodded. "We can boost your signal through your satellite network." Olivia composed herself, then began the broadcast. Her face appeared on screens all over Earth, on televisions, phones, computers, and public displays. "People of Earth, my name is Lieutenant Olivia Morris. I know I look different now, but I am still human. The aliens who came to our world, the Zilnari, are not our enemies. They came to warn us and help us." She explained about the void, the architects, and the defense network she was trying to activate. As she spoke, the Zilnari ship moved its viewing screens to show the void approaching, a wall of nothingness that was swallowing space itself. "This is not a trick or special effect," Olivia continued. "This is happening now. The void will reach Earth in less than 5 hours. Please tell your leaders to stop attacking the Zilnari. They are our only hope." The broadcast seemed to work. The missile attacks stopped. But the void kept coming. Olivia returned to activating the architect devices. Each one that came online slowed the void a little, but not enough. "We need more power," she said, checking the readings. "The defense field is too weak." Nira looked grim. "There is one more power source we could use." "What is it?" asked Olivia. "My ship," said Nira. "It contains a quantum core that could boost the field strength, but using it would destroy the ship." Olivia was stunned. "But that would kill you and your crew?" "Some of us could escape in smaller vessels," said Nira, "but I would need to stay to control the power flow." "No," said Olivia firmly. "There must be another way." She searched through her new architect memories, looking for alternatives. There had to be something else they could use. Then she found it, a memory of a device the architects had built on Earth itself, hidden deep under the ocean. "There's an architect power source on Earth," she said excitedly. "In the Pacific Ocean, near what we call the Mariana Trench. If we can activate it, we won't need to sacrifice your ship." Nira looked relieved. "Can you access it?" "I think so," said Olivia. "But I'll need to be closer. We need to move the ship." As the Zilnari ship moved to position itself over the Pacific Ocean, Olivia contacted Commander Reese again. "I need deep-sea readings from the Mariana Trench," she said. "There should be an energy signature that doesn't match anything in our records." Scientists on Earth quickly confirmed it. There was something strange at the bottom of the trench, something that had been missed because it was mostly dormant. Olivia focused her mind, using her new abilities to send a specific signal pattern to the underwater device. At first, nothing happened. Then a beam of blue light shot up from the ocean, connecting with the Zilnari ship. "It's working," said Olivia. "The Earth device is powering up." Energy flowed through the ship and out to the architect devices in the Kuiper Belt. The defense field began to strengthen, pushing against the approaching void. But then something went wrong. The blue beam began to flicker. "The Earth device is unstable," said Nira, checking the readings. "It's been dormant too long. The power flow is erratic." Olivia felt despair wash over her. They were so close. The defense field was almost strong enough to stop the void. They just needed a little more time. "There is one more option," said Nira quietly, "but it has never been tried before." "What is it?" asked Olivia. "A direct link," said Nira, "between you and me. The architect patterns in your DNA and the quantum biology of my species. Together we might be able to stabilize the power flow." "How would that work?" asked Olivia. "Our minds would join," explained Nira. "Our consciousness would merge temporarily. It would be intimate and dangerous. If our patterns are not compatible, it could destroy both our minds." Olivia looked at the screens showing the void. It was now just past the moon, a wall of nothingness heading straight for Earth. In less than an hour, it would begin to touch the atmosphere. "Let's do it," she said. Nira led Olivia to a small chamber at the heart of the ship. It was perfectly round with walls that glowed with soft light. "This room will amplify our connection," said Nira. "Are you ready?" Olivia nodded, though her heart pounded with fear. "What do I do?" "Just stand there," said Nira. "Open your mind to me." Nira moved to stand directly in front of Olivia. She raised her hands and gently placed them on either side of Olivia's face. "Now," said Nira, "we begin." As Queen Nira's hands touched Olivia's face, the world around them seemed to dissolve. Olivia felt herself falling into the galaxy depths of the Queen's eyes. Their minds began to blend slowly at first, then faster. It was unlike anything Olivia had ever experienced. She could see Nira's memories, thousands of years of life among the stars. She felt the Queen's emotions, her love for her people, her fear of the void, and something unexpected. Hope. Hope that was centered on Olivia herself. "I can feel you," Olivia whispered, though she wasn't sure if she spoke with her voice or her mind. "And I you," replied Nira. "Now we must focus. Channel your energy through me to the ship, to the network." Together they reached out with their joined consciousness. Olivia could feel the architect devices in the Kuiper Belt. She could sense the underwater power source in the Mariana Trench. And she could feel the void, a hungry emptiness pressing against the edge of the solar system. With Nira guiding her, Olivia sent her energy along the connection to the underwater device. The blue beam stabilized, growing stronger. Power flowed freely now, feeding the defense network. In orbit around Earth, the architect devices began to generate a shimmering field. It started as a small bubble around Earth, then expanded outward, pushing against the void. On Earth, people watched in awe as a curtain of light spread across the sky. It was beautiful. Waves of blue, green, and purple energy that rippled like the northern lights but covered the entire planet. In the chamber on the Zilnari ship, Olivia and Nira maintained their connection. It was draining, using every bit of energy they had, but it was working. The defense field reached the void and began to push it back. Where the two met, reality itself seemed to warp and bend. Stars disappeared, then reappeared as the field forced the void to retreat. "We're doing it," said Olivia through their mental link. "It's working." But the void fought back. Dark tendrils shot through the defense field, searching for weaknesses. One tendril found a gap and pushed through, heading straight for the Zilnari ship. "It senses us," said Nira urgently. "It knows we're the source of the field." The ship rocked as the dark tendril struck it. Alarms blared, but Olivia and Nira maintained their focus, strengthening the field where it had been breached. More tendrils attacked, each one stronger than the last. The Zilnari ship's defenses fought back with weapons of light and energy, but they were being overwhelmed. "We need help," said Olivia. She reached out through the satellite network to contact Earth. "Commander Reese, can you hear me?" "We hear you, Olivia," replied Commander Reese. "We can see what's happening." "The sky is full of light, but there's darkness breaking through." "We need your help," said Olivia. "The void is attacking the Zilnari ship directly. If it destroys the ship, the defense field will collapse." "What can we do?" asked Commander Reese. "Our weapons didn't even damage the alien ship. How can they hurt this void thing?" "Not your normal weapons," said Olivia. "But there's something else. The architect memories show me that certain frequencies of energy can disrupt the void structure temporarily. You can modify your satellite communications to emit these frequencies." Olivia sent the specifications to Earth. Scientists worked quickly to adjust the satellite network, aiming them at the dark tendrils attacking the Zilnari ship. Within minutes, beams of focused energy shot up from Earth, hitting the void tendrils. "Where the beams struck, the darkness wavered and pulled back. It's working," said Commander Reese, "but we can't cover all of them. There are too many." More Zilnari ships appeared, emerging from what looked like tears in space. They formed a protective ring around the main ship, firing their weapons at the void tendrils. "Your people have come," said Olivia to Nira through their link. "Yes," replied Nira. "They were waiting in adjacent dimensions. I called them when the attack began." The combined forces of Earth's satellites and the Zilnari fleet fought back against the void. Each time a dark tendril was pushed back, the defense field grew stronger in that area, but the battle was far from over. The void seemed endless, and each attack was stronger than the last. The Zilnari ships were being damaged one by one. "We can't keep this up forever," said Nira. "The field needs to be self-sustaining. We need to complete the final activation sequence, Kao." "What does that involve?" asked Olivia. "We need to link the underwater device directly to the Kuiper Belt network," explained Nira, "to create a permanent power flow that doesn't rely on our ship or our connection." "How do we do that?" There's a final key sequence that must be sent, said Nira. But it requires more energy than we have left. Olivia thought quickly. What about the other humans with architect DNA? Could they help? Nira seemed surprised. You know of others? No, admitted Olivia. But you said I wasn't the only one. If there are others and we could somehow connect with them, it could work, said Nira. But we would need to find them quickly. Through their joined minds, Olivia accessed the Zilnari ship's sensors. They were incredibly powerful, able to scan for specific genetic patterns across the entire planet. There, said Olivia as the scan revealed results. 12 people scattered around the world. Each one has the architect patterns, though not as complete as mine. We need to contact them, said Nira. Bring them into our link. Using Earth's communication networks, Olivia sent a message to each of the 12 people. She explained the situation and asked for their help. To her surprise, all of them agreed immediately, as if they had been waiting for this moment their whole lives. Now we need to connect them to us, said Nira. I have an idea, said Olivia. The satellite network is already linked to the underwater device. If we can use it as a conduit. Working together, Olivia and Nira modified the connection between the ship and Earth satellites. Instead of just sending power, they created a network that could channel consciousness itself. One by one, the 12 humans with architect DNA joined the link. Olivia could feel each of them, their fear, their confusion, but also their determination to help. With each person who joined, the connection grew stronger. Energy flowed more freely between the underwater device and the Kuiper Belt network. The defense field expanded, pushing the void back further, but the void responded with even more ferocity. Dark tendrils attacked not just the Zilnari ship now, but also targeted the locations of the 12 humans on Earth. It knows what we're doing, said Nira. It's trying to break our connection. One by one, some of the humans dropped out of the link as the void attacked their locations. 8 remained, then 6, then only 3. We're losing them, cried Olivia. We need to complete the activation now. With the last of their combined strength, Olivia, Nira, and the 3 remaining humans sent the final key sequence to the network. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a pulse of energy shot from the underwater device through the Zilnari ship and out to the Kuiper Belt. The architect devices lit up brighter than ever before. The defense field became solid, a wall of light pushing against the darkness. Where they met, space itself seemed to fold and twist. Then, with a flash that could be seen from Earth, the void was pushed back. It retreated, dark tendrils withdrawing as the light advanced. In the chamber on the Zilnari ship, Olivia collapsed as the mental link was broken. Nira caught her, supporting her weight easily with her multiple limbs. Did it work? Olivia asked weakly. Nira helped her to a screen showing the space around Earth. The void was gone, pushed back beyond the orbit of Pluto. The defense field now surrounded the entire solar system, a shimmering bubble of protection. Yes, said Nira. The network is self-sustaining now. Earth is safe for the moment. Olivia sighed with relief, then remembered something. The other humans who helped us, are they okay? Nira checked another screen. Most survived. Those who were directly attacked by the void. I'm sorry, but 3 did not make it. Olivia closed her eyes, feeling the weight of those losses. People she had never met had given their lives to help save the world. They will be honored, said Nira, sensing her thoughts. Among my people and yours. Olivia nodded, then another thought struck her. What happens now? The void is pushed back, but is it gone for good? No, said Nira grimly. It has been driven from this solar system, but it still exists. It will regroup and attack again, perhaps in a different part of the galaxy. So the fight isn't over, said Olivia. No, agreed Nira. But now the defense network is active. It will make the void's progress much slower, and my people will continue to fight as we have for centuries. Olivia looked at the Queen, seeing her clearly now that their minds were separate again. During their connection, she had felt the weight that Nira carried, the responsibility for her entire species, and now for Earth as well. I want to help, said Olivia suddenly. Not just with Earth's defense, but with the larger fight against the void. Nira looked surprised. You would leave your world? After what we just shared? Olivia struggled to find the words. I can't go back to just being a linguist on a space station. I've seen too much, felt too much. A look of understanding passed between them. Their mental link was gone, but something of their connection remained. "We would welcome your help," said Nira softly. "But first we must secure Earth's continued protection, and you should speak with your people." The next few days were a blur of meetings, explanations, and decisions. Olivia moved between the Zilnari ship and Earth, serving as a bridge between the two species. Her changed appearance, especially her galaxy eyes, startled people at first, but they soon accepted her as a hero who had helped save the planet. World leaders gathered at the United Nations to hear from both Olivia and Queen Nira. The Queen agreed to appear via hologram, her regal form hovering above the assembly floor as she explained the history of the Void and the ongoing war against it. "The defense network will protect your solar system for now," Nira told them. "But the Void is patient. It will test the boundaries, look for weaknesses. You must be vigilant." "How can we help in this fight?" asked the Secretary General. "We can share some of our technology," replied Nira. "Defensive systems that will strengthen the network. And we would welcome Earth joining the Galactic Alliance, a union of species who stand against the Void." This announcement caused excitement and concern in equal measure. Humanity had just learned they weren't alone in the universe, and now they were being invited to join an interstellar alliance. "This is moving too fast," complained some leaders. "We need time to adjust, to understand what we're getting into." "Time is a luxury the Void does not grant," said Nira. "But we understand your caution. We propose starting with an ambassador exchange. One of our people will remain here, and we invite one of yours to join our fleet." All eyes turned to Olivia. "Lieutenant Morris is the obvious choice," said Commander Reese. "She understands. Both are species now." Olivia had been expecting this, but it still made her heart beat faster. To leave Earth, to travel among the stars, it was both thrilling and terrifying. "I accept," she said, "but I have conditions." She outlined her requirements: regular communication with Earth, periodic returns home, and a small team to accompany her, scientists who could learn from the Zilnari and bring knowledge back to humanity. The leaders agreed, and preparations began for Olivia's departure. She was given a new title, Ambassador to the Galactic Alliance, and a crash course in diplomatic protocols. In her rare moments alone, Olivia struggled with the changes in herself. The architect memories were fully integrated now, giving her knowledge of technologies and sciences far beyond human understanding. Her perceptions had expanded too. She could see energy fields and spatial dimensions that were invisible to normal humans. Most strangely, she could still feel echoes of her connection with Nira. Sometimes a thought or feeling would come to her that she knew wasn't her own, a whisper of the Queen's. Consciousness still linked to hers. One evening, as Olivia packed her few belongings in her quarters on the Artemis station, Commander Reese came to see her. "Are you sure about this?" asked Reese, concern clear on her face. "Going with them into space?" "We don't really know them, Liv." "I do," said Olivia softly. "When Nira and I joined minds, I saw everything. Her whole life, her people's history. They've been fighting the Void for thousands of years, Kim. They've lost entire worlds to it. They're not perfect, but they're good allies to have." Reese sighed. "I just worry about you. You've changed so much in such a short time." Olivia looked at her reflection in the window. Her galaxy eyes stared back at her, swirling with stars and cosmic dust. "I know," she said. "Sometimes I hardly recognize myself. But inside I'm still me, just more than I was before." "Well, Ambassador Morris," said Reese with a small smile, "Earth is counting on you. Don't forget where you came from." "Never," promised Olivia, hugging her friend. The day of departure arrived. A small ceremony was held on the landing pad where Olivia and her team of 5 scientists would board a shuttle to the Zilnari ship. Family members, friends, and officials gathered to say goodbye. Olivia wore a new uniform, dark blue with silver trim, bearing the new emblem of Earth's Space Forces and a special patch identifying her as Earth's ambassador. Her team wore similar uniforms, their faces showing a mixture of excitement and nervousness. As they prepared to board the shuttle, a final message came through from the United Nations. "Ambassador Morris," said the Secretary General's voice, "you carry with you the hopes and trust of all humanity. Learn what you can from our new allies. Help protect our world from this void, and remember that Earth will always be your home." "I will," Olivia promised, "and I'll make sure the galaxy knows that humans are a force to be reckoned with." The shuttle ride was smooth, and soon they were aboard the Shilnari ship. Queen Nira greeted them personally, her tall form bowing slightly to the human visitors. "Welcome," she said, her mental voice reaching all of them. "You honor us with your presence." The human scientists gaped at their surroundings, the living crystal walls, the Xilnari crew with their iridescent exoskeletons, the views of space through walls that could become transparent at a thought. "It's incredible," whispered Dr. Patel, the physicist on the team. Olivia smiled at their wonder. She remembered her own first reactions, which now seemed so long ago. Queen Nira led them to their quarters, rooms that had been specially prepared with human comforts in mind. After the scientists were settled, Nira invited Olivia to walk with her. They moved through the ship, passing areas Olivia hadn't seen before. Nira explained the ship's functions, the roles of different crew members, and their upcoming journey. "We will first visit Shilnar, my homeworld," said Nira. "The Council wishes to meet you. Then we will tour the defense network, strengthening it where needed. After that, we begin the search." "Search for what?" asked Olivia. "Other humans with architect DNA," said Nira. "Those who helped us during the battle proved that even partial patterns can be valuable. There may be more like you out there, scattered among the stars. Humans on other planets?" Olivia was shocked. "How is that possible?" "The architect seeded life widely," explained Nira. "And some early humans were taken as samples for preservation in case Earth was ever destroyed. Their descendants may still exist, though they would have evolved differently under different conditions." The idea was mind-boggling. Human cousins living on distant worlds perhaps for thousands of years, developing their own cultures and technologies. "There's so much I still don't know," said Olivia, feeling suddenly overwhelmed by the vastness of the galaxy and all its secrets. "We have time," said Nira gently. "The connection we shared, it remains in a way. I can help guide you through this new understanding." Olivia nodded, grateful for the Queen's support. "And the void? What's our plan for fighting it?" Nira's expression grew serious. "We will continue as we have, pushing it back where we can, sealing the rifts it uses to enter our reality. But with the architect network active again, and with you helping us find others with the genetic key, we have new hope." They reached a viewing chamber at the top of the ship. The walls and ceiling became transparent, showing the stars all around them and Earth below, a blue jewel against the blackness of space. "It's beautiful," said Olivia, looking at her home planet. "I never saw it from quite this perspective before." "Each world has its own beauty," said Nira. "You will see many now. Some strange, some familiar, but none will be quite like your Earth." Olivia felt a pang of homesickness already, even though they hadn't yet departed the Earth's orbit. "When do we leave?" she asked. "Tomorrow," said Nira. "There is one more thing to prepare." She led Olivia to another chamber, this one filled with what looked like scientific equipment. A Xilnari scientist waited there, bowing to Nira and looking curiously at Olivia. "This is Taro, our genetics specialist," said Nira. "He has been studying the architect patterns in your DNA." "Why?" asked Olivia, suddenly nervous. "To understand them better," said Nira, "and to prepare for something I wish to offer you." Nira explained that the changes Olivia had undergone were only the beginning. The architect patterns in her DNA could be further enhanced, giving her even greater abilities and a much longer lifespan. "You could live for centuries," said Nira, "like my people do. It would help you serve as ambassador, as you would not need to be replaced every few decades." Olivia was stunned. Extended life? More abilities? It was tempting, but also frightening. "Would I still be human?" she asked quietly. "Yes and no," admitted Nira. "You would be something new, a bridge between human and Xilnari, with the architect heritage fully expressed. But your mind, your memories, your heart, those would remain yours." "I need time to think about this," said Olivia. "Of course," said Nira. "It is a significant choice. Take all the time you need." That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. She stood at the window of her quarters, looking out at Earth and the stars beyond. The decision before her was bigger than anything she had ever faced. Remain mostly human, with a normal lifespan and limited abilities. Or become something more, living for centuries but perhaps growing distant from her human roots. As she pondered, she felt a familiar presence in her mind. the echo of Nira's consciousness still linked to hers from their mental joining. "I'm afraid," Olivia admitted to the presence. "Afraid of losing myself." The sense she got back was one of understanding, not pressure. Whatever she chose, Nira would respect her decision. As dawn broke over Earth one last time before their departure, Olivia made her choice. She would accept the enhancement, but gradually, step by step, giving herself time to adjust to each change.